I went to Louis Vuitton while I was in Japan several weeks ago, and I tried out the Louis Vuitton Metis East West and some other bags. To be honest, I was quite tempted because the Metis East West looked so adorable. What more, the emprunt leather is one of my favorite materials from Louis Vuitton. You see, I used to own a Louis Vuitton Montaigne MM in emprunt leather, and I found the material to be so durable and worry-free. On top of that, my husband was encouraging me to buy the bag because it was around the time of our anniversary, so he really wanted to buy me something nice. The truth is, the temptation was there, but in the end, I decided not to buy the bag because ultimately, it couldn't fit as much as I expected. All that being said, I wasn't always this rational with designer shopping or spending money in general. Over the years, I had bought so many expensive things on impulse, and I regretted 90% of them. Not only that, most of the time when I bought something on impulse, I would feel a nagging sense of guilt, but each time I'll tell myself, this is the last time. But of course, it never was. Before long, my wardrobe was overflowing, my home was a mess, and my savings did not look too promising. But I'm glad to say in the last 4 to 5 years, I haven't bought anything on impulse. And here are my tips. The first tip to stopping impulse shopping is to recognize your triggers, because I think it really helps to understand why you're doing it in the first place. For me, my trigger was stress. For a number of years, shopping was my way of escapism because whenever I had a bad day at work, the first thing that often came to my mind was to go shopping and treat myself to something nice. Another trigger for me was boredom. As a young adult, my whole life was about working, and more working. I had no hobbies and no other interests. So when I wasn't working, I actually had no idea about what to do with myself. That sense of emptiness was so overwhelming, but instead of working on myself, I chose instant gratifications because it was easier and quicker. So if you feel like you're in the same position, I highly recommend that you take some time to do some reflection because the simple truth is you cannot work on your triggers if you don't know what they are. In my case, instead of shopping when I was bored, I found other activities to keep me grounded, like doing digital illustrations, reading, and journaling. So at the moment, I never really feel bored because there's always something to do. In fact, whenever I find some time to be on my own and do the things that I enjoy, it feels like I'm refilling my cup and it just feels so nourishing. And like I said, work-related stress was another trigger for me, and a lot of the stress came from overworking and overcommitting. So instead of trying to numb the stress temporarily, I decided to embrace a healthier work pattern. At the end of the day, why overwork to pay for overconsumption, right? From then on, I don't work weekends anymore, I don't take on tasks which are not mine, and I set healthy boundaries. So compared to say 9 to 10 years ago, my stress level is a lot lower, which means I'm not as easily triggered. Now, of course, life is not perfect, but on days when I feel really stressed, I like to lean on things like yoga and exercises and not retail therapy. And that brings me to tip number 2 to stop impulse shopping once and for all, and that is to replace shopping with nourishing habits. Now, if you feel like you have no hobbies or anything that you feel passionate about, trust me, you do. You just need to find them. To give you some context, I used to work 6 days a week, I had no life, and my whole identity revolved around my job. So if someone like me could find hobbies, you can too. Once you find something that you enjoy doing, shopping will not seem as appealing anymore. For example, I love reading and I have a long list of books that I want to read. And so that takes up quite a bit of my time. And when I'm not reading, I love working on my art. Often, I wish time would go slower just so I could do these things just a little bit more. And when I get so engrossed in these activities, shopping naturally takes a backseat. And so I never really have to force myself to not shop. Tip number 3 to stop impulse shopping once and for all is to set very clear priorities. Now, if you find yourself buying random knickknacks, whether it is because it's cheap, is on sale, or is cute, it's very possible that you don't have clear financial goals. In my experience, when you have very clear priorities, every penny counts. I mean, why waste $1 when you can put it towards something that you truly value? For a number of years, my husband and I were really focused on achieving financial freedom, and so we would put most of our disposable income into planning for our future. And this completely changed the way I shopped, because whenever I was interested in a designer bag, for example, I would ask myself, do I like this bag enough to delay hitting financial independence? And the answer was often no, especially seeing I already had a collection of luxury handbags. At the moment, my priorities are saving for experiences and creating memories in the form of travels and trying out new places and new things. I also want to focus on personal growth and having the time and freedom to do what I really enjoy. And so every time I'm tempted by a sale or a new trendy item, I'll ask myself, is the trade-off worth it? And often, not always, the answer is no. Tip number 4 is to wait before buying anything. I used to buy a lot of expensive things because of the fear of missing out. This actually happened to me a lot whenever I was in a Chanel store, because so many of their collections tend to sell out very quickly. And it used to make me think, it's either now or never. I am so thankful that I don't buy into this whole FOMO thing anymore. And whenever I'm interested in buying anything, I wait for at least 24 hours. And during that waiting period, I'll ask myself a few key questions, such as, do I actually need this? Will this add value to my life? And am I buying this to fill an emotional void? This pause helps me separate my intentional spending from emotional purchases. And you'll be surprised at how often, after the waiting period, I realized I didn't want that item that much anyway. This very simple habit has saved me from so many unnecessary and expensive purchases. And more importantly, I've learned to enjoy the waiting game. The thing is, not many things have to be bought right away. If something is truly worth it, it will still be there after I've had my time to think about it and budget for it properly. And if it's not there anymore, maybe it's not meant to be. Learning to enjoy the waiting game has not only saved me money, but it also makes the things that I do buy feel more special and intentional. Tip number 5 that has helped me move away from all kinds of impulse shopping is unsubscribing from marketing emails. These emails are sent to you with one intention and one intention only, and that is to push you to buy things. So don't put yourself in a position where you're subjecting yourself to endless temptations every single day. I now also don't follow YouTube channels that focus heavily on shopping content. First of all, like I said before, shopping is not a priority for where I am in life at the moment, so naturally, I'm not as interested in those videos anymore. Secondly, I just don't see the point of tempting myself. At the moment, what I enjoy watching the very most on YouTube are things like documentaries and small businesses. I don't know, I just really enjoy watching people grow their small businesses from nothing, and it makes me really happy to see them succeed, especially after they've put in so much hard work. By the way, please let me know what are your favorite things to watch on YouTube. Another mindset shift that has helped me cut down on my impulse shopping is focusing on gratitude. Instead of wanting more and more, I started appreciating what I already had. About 4 years ago, I downsized my wardrobe and my luxury collection quite a bit, and since then, I haven't been doing much shopping. In fact, I haven't bought a designer bag in about 5 years. I feel really at peace and content with what I have, so I don't feel the desperate urge to keep chasing more. I still enjoy nice things, but you know what? It is completely possible to admire nice things without the obsession to own them. If you're struggling with impulse shopping, I hope these tips will help you take the first step. Please let me know down below what's your biggest challenge when it comes to shopping mindfully. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, and I will see you soon.